blast off -10. Final countdown begins. This is Siberia Base Control, handing over to Substation 2 for launch procedure. All personnel clear area.
There's the rocket base. Dead ahead, Lieutenant Green. Contact Substation 2 for permission to land. Though I think they'll ask us to circle. By my calculations, they should be firing the navigational satellite any minute.
Yes, sir. Calling Siberia Substation 2. Substation 2, there's a Spectrum Transporter 14A requesting permission to land. Colonel White aboard, reporting for Probe Omega pre-launch security conference.
Substation 2 to Spectrum Transporter. Navigational satellite blast-off delay 20 minutes. You are clear to land. Repeat, clear to land.
Say, there's a satellite rocket now, just over to starboard. Looks impressive.
It certainly does. But not half so impressive as the Probe Omega vehicle. See it? Way over there. About a mile beyond the main control buildings.
It's gigantic. The biggest space probe man's ever built. Is it right that 90% of its bulk is fuel tanks?
Correct. And it'll need every drop to reach the exploration area way out in the Mexican Hat Galaxy. It's unmanned, of course. Entirely remote controlled once it gets off the ground.
Hence the navigational satellite. That's a box of tricks that will guide Big Brother on its journey. Colonel! Look at the base of the satellite rocket. Ignition vapor.
You're right. But control said the shot was delayed. Peel off, Lieutenant.
The blast wave! We're out of control. I can't hold her, Colonel.
Ah, bien. Your colonel is a lucky man, Lieutenant. And so are you. To eject at such a low altitude is usually suicidal.
I guess the snow cushioned our impact, Dr. Laval. Is Colonel White...
Oh, no. A couple of clean fractures, mild concussion? No. A couple of weeks sedation, and voila, he will be as good as new.
Excuse me. I have some most important news that must be passed to Spectrum immediately.
Have you discovered why we were given clearance to land, Professor Volatek?
We've discovered the controller of Substation 2, Lieutenant. One of my best men. The poor fellow is dead. Murdered. Someone else gave you that clearance. Someone who deliberately tried to kill the Colonel and yourself.
Then this can only have been the work of the Mysterons.
This is the voice of the Mysterons. Earthmen, we know you can hear us. Our revenge for your attack on Mars will continue. And this time the whole of Earth will taste our vengeance. We will destroy your moon.
Clark Base radio room to Deputy Commander Captain Blue. Did you hear that, sir?
I sure did. Put out a call for Captain Scarlet and have him come to the command center immediately. Alert all standby personnel for instant readiness.
SIG.
Now, let's see. That message from Lieutenant Green in Siberia. It seems to tie in somewhere. Ah, Captain Scarlet.
Yes, Captain?
I think I've got a lead on how the Mysterons might make their attempt to destroy the moon. I needn't tell you what'll happen if they succeed, Captain. Violent earthquakes, tidal waves, perhaps even deviation of the world into a new and dangerous solar orbit. Now, just what would it take to destroy the moon? A bomb more powerful than anything man has yet devised. Or perhaps a rocket.
You mean Probe Omega?
Exactly. Now, it's my opinion that the attempt on the lives of Colonel White and Lieutenant Green was made with the object of retrometabolizing them into Mysteron agents. They would have been the Mysteron means of aiming the rocket direct at the moon.
Duty angels to launch stations. Angels will fly escort to Captain Scarlet in standby transporter. Cloud-based control to flight deck. All units clear to go.
It's up to you, Captain Scarlet. If you can't unearth the next point of Mysteron attack when you get to Siberia, then the whole world is doomed.
Welcome to the Siberian rocket base, Captain Scarlet. Voloshe, professor in charge of the Probe Omega project.
Glad to know you, Professor.
This moving walkway will take us directly to Colonel White's sick room. He's recovering, thank goodness. Lieutenant Green is with him.
Come in, Captain Scarlet. It's good to see you.
And you, sir. Lieutenant Green, I'm ready for duty immediately.
How do you feel, Captain?
I feel fine. Both you and the Colonel are clear.
Gentlemen, I don't quite understand.
It was a sort of demonstration for you, Professor. You see, though the Colonel and I were apparently unharmed by our crash, it could have been that we had been killed and brought back to life under Mysteron control. We know we weren't, but Captain Scarlet has proved it conclusively.
You see, Professor, Captain Scarlet reacts to the presence of Mysteron agents. Headache, roaring in the ears, for example. This is why he is here.
If the Mysterons take over any one of the personnel on this base, Professor, then I'll know instantly.
Probe Omega's fueling point, Captain Scarlet. It is some sight, no?
It certainly is. Now, Professor, we must assume that the Mysterons will attempt to influence the course of the rocket on blastoff. Who exactly on your staff could interfere with the course settings without arousing suspicion?
Luckily, only two people. The senior technicians, Banda and Corrigan. And speak of the devil, at least one of them. Corrigan, can you spare a minute?
Well, what's up, Prof? I'm right in the middle of the flaming fueling.
Won't keep you. Just like you to meet Captain Scarlet. He's here on special security duties.
Ah, glad to know you, sport. You don't mind if we save the chit-chat till later? We've got a tight schedule if I'm going to make tomorrow's blast-off.
Come, Captain. We'll take the elevator to Banda's department. Tell me, did you detect anything?
No, nothing. Corrigan's clear, at the moment. But if anything happens to him, or this woman, Banda, let me know at once. An accident, anything.
Oh, Professor, what can I do for you?
Sorry to interrupt your work, Dominique. Captain Scarlet, this is our navigational expert, Technical Superintendent Banda.
Hello. I'm just taking a look around, sort of general security snooper for Spectrum. Well, how are the final stages going?
Oh, absolutely fine. Just look at her. That rocket's a thing of beauty, Captain. She'll go right on schedule and she'll go smooth and sweet.
When are the final course settings going to be made, Dominique?
Oh, half an hour's time. If I can drag that fanatic Corrigan away from his precious fueling. And now, please, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me.
We'll be on our way. See you later. Banda, Captain?
No, Professor. Incredibly, no. The Mysterons have got at neither Corrigan nor Banda. That means that the Martian attempt on them must take place within the next half hour. We've got to keep them under constant watch from this moment on. Well, that's it. Last off course plotted and set on the nose cone.
Yes, it's the final stage of preparation. Now we can all relax and wait for the countdown to start. Tell me, Captain Scarlet, how do you like the electrically sealed door over the gyro hatch?
Well, it's solid enough. Is it true it's impossible to reopen it now?
That's right. It has to stand such tremendous stresses, you see. Well, Captain, we have been privileged to see these men complete their work. Shall we return to your quarters?
Yes, but I think we'd better call on Colonel White first. I can't understand it, Colonel. Corrigan and Banda are A-OK. The rocket's A-OK. Nothing can alter Probe Omega's blast-off course.
Then there's no telling how the Mysterons are going to strike. Captain, you've got to get in touch with the world government on my authority. Convince them Probe Omega's launch must be cancelled. Do you hear me? Cancelled.
Colonel White, I'm sorry, sir, but I've spent all night trying to convince them. Even the President himself refuses to cancel Probe Omega. He says our evidence means nothing.
Wait. Professor Volacek. Substation 2, what's going on there now? Is it still operational?
Why, no. After the navigational satellite went into orbit, it was closed down. But why?
If anyone was there, the man who tried to kill us, could he tamper with the satellite settings?
By heaven! He could alter the orbit of the satellite. In a different position, its signals could draw Probe Omega right into the moon.
Get out of here! Probe Omega's countdown is on its last minute.
Captain, Professor Volacek on the line. We can still cancel the countdown.
Emphatically no. A Mysteron agent is here on Substation 2. I can feel it. I'll deal with him.
What the? Scarlet.
Captain Black. So you're behind this. Stand away from those controls.
Blast you. But you're too late. The satellite's already in position.
Don't be too confident. Back. Back. Into the main terminals.
No. No.
Seconds to 0. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probe Omega launched, sir. Exit altitude A-OK. All systems are go.
Then we can only cross our fingers that Captain Scarlet has managed to cancel the influence of the navigational satellite. I'm afraid that whatever happens, Probe Omega will go nowhere near its predetermined destination. The exploration of the Mexican Hat Galaxy will have to begin again from scratch. I just wonder what the world government is going to say.
Gentlemen, in concluding this emergency meeting of the World Security Council, I can express my regret that the Mysteron agent, Captain Black, was able to make his escape. However, I can congratulate Captain Scarlet on his magnificent effort. I can also reveal that by a strange twist of fate, the eventual course of Probe Omega terminated on Mars. The blast of the collision was noted by every observatory on Earth, and it is expert opinion that thanks to Spectrum, the voice of the Mysterons will be silent for some considerable time to come.